first opened in 2017. Here's a look inside the one-of-a-kind setting for football. That is Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, the home of the Falcons. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Atlanta Falcons. We welcome you, Mike Tirico, my partner Greg Olson. The kicker is Cade York. He's got this one set to get started, and we are underway here in Atlanta. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25.
I give it all away. You're like my reason for life when my dreams seem so far away. You give me all and I don't fade. I don't wanna go to war. You don't wanna give me peace. I can never leave you alone, even when I'm overseas. If I gotta do a show, you coming with me. Baby girl, you a prime time. I don't care if everybody see. Couple weeks I had to leave, now coming back off road. Tell me you love me and tell me you love me and tell me you love me and don't let me go. Tell me you love me and tell me you love me and tell me you love me and don't let me go.
Nobody, and I don't care about the rest. You're mine. Nobody, and all it's taking all this time. You're mine.
Tell me you love me, but no one above me, even when it's ugly and money get low. Trust me, even when it's one thing right after the other, the nerve is. Miss me, I know it's been 15 long days since I've been away. Tell me you waiting at home with the baby and tell her that daddy's so proud of the way. She teaching her mama and daddy to be more like kids and still handle the biz on the road. Cause I got a dream that I never could seem to say. Excited to see where it goes. I love the environment. I could provide you with just like I'm writing about you in these songs. You taking me higher, no need for a lighter. The spark of my fire inspired this poem. Gone.
Couple weeks I had to
We're the Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins
Nobody, and I don't care about the rest.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us down south to Mercedes-Benz Stadium on the west side of downtown Atlanta. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Atlanta Falcons. We welcome you, Mike Tirico, my partner Greg Olson. The kicker is Cade York. He's got this one set to get started. Off we go from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. A first carry here for Devon Achane. And he's going to be hit and dropped behind the line. Great push upfield defensively. What a way to start this one.
Like this defense talked all week about the importance of coming out fast and starting this game the right way. And it's less about the loss of yards there on that first play and more about just setting the tone. Hey, we're going to be here all day. We're bringing it. And boy, did they ever.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Looked like he might have gotten there early. So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. Tua, give it to Achane. Room up the sideline at the 45. Down the sideline to the 20. And he will score. Devon Achane. Touchdown, Miami. That's his 8th touchdown of the season. Jason Sanders on for the point after. He's got it. And the Dolphins are very quickly out to a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over.
Ready, set.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
Ready.
Play action. Ward forced to his right. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
And he nearly got it free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Go street. 70 Timberwolves. Ready.
Throwing is Ward. Now they'll set up the screen for Harvey. Oh, and they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Looks like we have an injured Falcon on this play. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a carry. This is Tyler Algier. And he'll get 2.
And at the Dolphins' 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 8.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats. Warriors. 18. Pirates. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Ready.
Out of the gun, Ward. That's caught left side by Pitts. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
13 yards on the
Call it a gain of 13. 1st down, Atlanta.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Ward. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete. He was trying to get that to Tez Walker. It's 2nd down.
I can sit up here all day, Mike, and we can talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved a touchdown along the way.
As he throws and is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Throwing on 3rd down, Ward. That one too far out in front. It is
get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
York's kick is good. And the Falcons are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
From the 6, here comes a return. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin. On 1st and 10, here's Tua. Now a screen set up for Achane. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Quick throw on the RPO is batted away. That is incomplete. It's a good job of recognition by the defense, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
And the defender does such a good job, Mike, not only putting himself in position to make the play, but how often do we see guys that are there and they just can't quite make it? In this case, he's there, knocks the ball down, really nice play.
They'll look to set up the screen here. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down. Now after the play, he'll stop it. We have an injured Dolphin. Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. And he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
That's out to the flat, and it's complete. They'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
Here now, 3rd and 5.
44. Ready.
Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd. He's in to drop him for a sack, and that will bring up 4th down.
Jake Bailey in punt formation for the Dolphins.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football.
Okay, ready.
This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go. 70 Timberwolves. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Go.
Back to throw is Ward. That'll be caught. It's Tyler Algier. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
1 quarter in the books. 7-3 is our score. Greg and I back in Atlanta after this. The Falcons have it to start quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd down and 6 to begin.
Let's go. Rock up, baby.
Shotgun snap for Ward. going to air this one out. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends up being a wasted down.
And he'll work his way forward to about the 30-yard line.
Davis on the tackle. A 4-yard gain. It's 4th down.
No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They're going to go. It's Ward. That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on 4th and short. It does not work out. They turn it over on down.
It's always a gamble anytime you go for 4th down on your side of the field, but they clearly thought they had a play that they liked, but the defense came up huge, and now their offense is going to have a chance to capitalize and take advantage of this short field.
2 and out on 1st down. That is intercepted. Picked up.
Their job of running the route flatter. The quarterback is going to trust that you are going to uncover right when that guy comes out of his break, and he rounds the route just a little too much and ends up being a costly mistake.
Fake the handoff. Now Ward. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
They nearly connected on the big play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
Here's Ward now on 2nd down. He'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a 1st down.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Let's go now. Dragon 60, Cowboy 80.
On 1st down, it's Ward. Pass right side will be taken in by Walker. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. Looks like we have an injured Falcon on this play. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. A couple of 1st downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. Quick throw, taken in. Room to maneuver at the 35. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A gain there of 23 yards. It's good for a Falcon 1st down.
Here we go. Let's go.
On play action, it's Ward. That's going to be incomplete. Up a very stout pass. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
1st and 10.
His
A dazzling facility located here in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Coming up, we have a good one for you. Between the Miami Dolphins and the Atlanta Falcons. Katie York set to get this one started. And we're underway in Atlanta. Has this at the 6. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Now we see after that play, one of the Falcons having some trouble out there. They'll head out to look at him. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. Opening carry for Devon Achane. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive.
The cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity to play, but whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that run. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2. And stick with Achane. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a 1st down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Staying on the ground here with Achane. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I call that a table setter right there. Table setter for yourself as a team in that huddle, gaining confidence on the ground, and you know that's going to set the table for some great play-action pass to come.
This is caught by Jalen Waddle. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. That one goes for 31 yards and a 1st down when all is said and done.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Here's Achane from the pistol. And he's not going to be happy picking himself back up after this. They're sent backwards on 1st down. That's a nice quick correction for this front row. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Tua looking to throw. Has him on a quick hitter. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
There's no negatives ever on the grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, no luck on his first look of the game, and they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
I think those big old boxing gloves might have made a better catch and better call than receiver gloves right there for that one. It is going to be a fight to hang on the ball, and we just saw physicality personified.
All right, so they're going for this. I like this being aggressive from the get-go on their opening drive. On play action, here's Tagovailoa. It's caught. He's got Washington. Well, he's not going to get to the end zone. The stop is made in time at the 2, but hey, 4 more chances coming. They've got a 1st and goal.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
There's some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up. That one felt kind of counterintuitive there, Brock. They load up the line with that extra blocking, and then the run goes out to the edge anyway.
That's right. You put 2 tight ends on the field, yeah, you can live with a stalemate. It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
They go play action with Tagovailoa. He's got it in the end zone, but he can't get the feet down. That throw just took him a little bit too far, Brock. That's going to be incomplete. All right, partner, testing the perimeter early there. Coverage held up. Could be a tough day for those outside receivers to make an impact.
Okay, partner, testing you here. You've heard me say this a lot. Okay, coordinator's job is to get you man-to-man coverage, and your job is?
To win it.
Ready, set.
On 3rd and goal, it's Tagovailoa. He will take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins finish up an excellent opening series. Jason Sanders to try the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Dolphins will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Sanders all set to send it away. Fielded at the 7. Decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. Falcons getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10.
Ready. Cougar 19.
Coming out throwing. Here's Ward. Pass into the hands of Devontae Walker. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. They get 35 out of that play. And that is good enough for an Atlanta 1st down. We've set it down from the 37.
Ready. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Ready.
Ward off the play fake. He beams one deep right side. Intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Jacob Parrish. And the Dolphins take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
It's one of those drives, Kate, especially on the opening drive. Come to the sidelines, and all you're thinking about...
Down now, ball at the 33. Tua off the play fake. And down he goes. The Falcons defense gets it done. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. It's going to push him back for 2nd down.
Even from the booth, Kate, I can hear it. I can hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did. Wasted no time in getting that sack.
He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down. These last 2 snaps will force this drive to what might be its last play here, Brock, and we can
Your quarterback here who's got to compensate for 2 negative plays.
Ready.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that brings up 4th and long. Now it's Jake Bailey who's out to punt this for the Dolphins. He has it at the 13. Nothing to complain about on this return as he gets it beyond the 30. So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34.
Here we go. Cup 19. Cup 19. Tiger. 19. Tiger. Go.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Cut down the field. It's Pitts. And they are finally able to get to him and touch him down, but damage already done as they pick up that 1st down. So before they get the snap away, we reach the end of the 1st quarter. 7-0 is our score. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. Back for our 2nd quarter. It's Falcons football. They've got it first to begin the fray.
70 Lions.
Ward in the pistol. Near the goal line. And in for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the It's a Taz Walker touchdown. Quite the throw from him on that play, Brock. Gotta say, you look like you'd make quite the emergency quarterback for this squad if the need ever arises, huh?
And Kate, I know how this plays out, all right? They worked on it all week. He showed out during the practice week on the practice field, and now he just showed out when it really mattered, and everybody's going to hear about it, and they don't mind, because you're absolutely right. That was a dime for 6.
Starting from the 5. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort. Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Not first down. Here's Tagovailoa. Has a man downfield. This is Washington. Keeps it moving. And he will take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins just need 2 snaps to steal the lead.
Those front office personnel people love to pair speedy wide receivers and ask their coaches to do just that. Put some play action in there. Let him go run. Because with his speed, that route is a winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Extra point is good by Sanders. And the Dolphins break that tie and now lead by 7. Sanders all set to send it away. And this is taken in the end zone, but not returned, so they'll bring this out to the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 70 Lions. Panther 60. Panther 60.
Shotgun snap man of war. He finds his running back, R.J. Harvey. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
On the draw, they give to Harvey. And this is going backwards. The defense all over that draw, and they're going to lose yards. 3rd down coming up.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Ward now on 3rd down. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
So with the Falcons set to punt on 4th, on comes Bradley Pinion. Douglas deep waiting. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. And the punt team gets to this one at the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10. Going play action, Tagovailoa. Fits it through the middle. And he is down all the way to that 15-yard line.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
H-hand to the right. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
As a corner in this league? Well, you go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. So you want to be an all-pro? You stick someone like that.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Reach in again. Hop behind the line here on 2nd down, which is only going to make things tougher for this 3rd down coming up.
His goal is pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward, and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it. Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
Sanders all set to send it away. His return starts at the 5. Pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Atlanta about ready to go now. 1st and 10.
19 Chargers.
Ward setting up to throw. 4th pickup to their own 31. Victorian Bennett there for the tackle. So when we come back, Brock, it's going to be 2nd and 8, so we've reached our 2-minute warning. More from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in just a moment. 8 yards to go, and let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Ward. Finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now the Falcons trying to get everyone up and set here.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Ward. Pass complete to Walker. And they're on him to send him out right before he gets to that 30-yard line. So a 27-yard pickup on that play. And that's a Falcon 1st down.
Falcons, first down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Ready, ready.
From the gun, it's Ward. Has it at the 7. And he goes out of bounds. That's going to set up 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Check smash. Check smash.
Again, Ward going to the air. On it, and he nearly picked it. So couldn't hang on in the end. The offense got lucky on a risky throw there. It's 2nd down.
Leads to second.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
And the Dolphins are going to get to him. He is dropped. Quickly, their chances at the end zone are running out, Brock. It's 3rd and goal.
Get it.
3rd and long for him here. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So now they're left with 4th and goal.
As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone. And defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and leave teams for field goals, you got a great chance to win. Hey, facing a deficit that's going to follow you into halftime in that locker room, they will welcome those 3 points and a little bit of feel-good momentum.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Return coming from the 6. He's stopped on the run back of the 27. offense set, partner. Here comes 1st and 10. Tagovailoa off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're into the drop in. Goes to the hurry up here. Now Tua to throw. He's throwing deep to the left side. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
On play action, here's Tagovailoa. Pocket isn't holding up. They're into the drop in. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. So the Dolphins readying for the punt. And he's brought down before the return gets far. We'll see how they choose to use these final 22 seconds, Brock, of our first half.
Let's go now. 19 Lions. 60 Vikings. 60 Vikings.
First down throw here for Ward. Taking a deep shot here. Good coverage on that deep ball downfield. Throw knocked away. That's going to send it back to the line for second.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not 2 hands that got on the football.
2nd and 10. Here's Ward to throw. Walker hauls it in. And they will stop him as he gets this down to their 39-yard line. All right, now a timeout is called. 9 seconds to go in this half.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. 1st and 10 here. Ward. A massive shot towards the end zone. And cut to the end zone for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons earn the chance to tie before halftime. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. Goes to show you, Brock, even when you have a play pretty well covered, those tight ends can still find a way to get you.
And I know people get tired of me and other broadcasters calling tight ends mismatches. But we'll stop calling them that when it's no longer true. And as the average tight end continues becoming more athletic by the year in this league, it will only continue getting tougher and tougher to stop in coverage.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. Brings in the kick at the 9. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Falcons getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10.
Here we go. Stop. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
Ward setting the pass. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. So first down from the 41.
Hot 70. Hot 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
Now Ward. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
2nd and 10 now. Ward. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
This defense, they had a plan. And they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Ward's going to throw here on 3rd. That's completed right side. He's going to bring this down to their 35. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down. All set to go now from the 35.
Let's go now. Pat the 60. Pat the 60.
Throwing now on 1st down. Ward. The left side is caught by Pitts. And the stop comes at the 15-yard line as he gets them into the red zone. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Set up. 77.
On the handoff, here's Harvey. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send it backwards. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Go.
Ward in the pistol. Cut near the goal line. And it's another 1st down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Come on. Come on. Hey. Cougar nice.
Harvey is in for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons take the lead right away in half number 2. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Now is York to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. Decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. Dolphins just about set up here. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with their chance. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
Off the play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Downfield, this finds Waddle. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
Hey, let's get those next-gen stats out here, Kate. See just how far he had to run between the snap of the football and when he finally got the throw. Did a beautiful job of settling down into zone coverage, even though it took him a whole lot of distance to get there.
Not on the same page with his tight end. And now they face 2nd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Tagovailoa working from the pistol. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Keytrell Clark picks it. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Shotgun snap and a war. This is a heater going deep. He's got it inside the 25. 35 on the pickup. And that is good enough for Atlanta. First down.
First down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
From the red zone on first. Throw caught at the 6. And this is down all the way to the 3. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Here we go, here we go. 70, go, Riggs, go.
Three quarters in the books from this one. It's the Falcons with the football. They're leading, but not by a ton.
Okay, ready?
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal.
Check, ready? 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready?
Here's a design run. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Falcons go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the 4th.
Pretty cool moment. That is the first rushing score in his young career. Look, I'm not going to say it's the first of many. We just don't know in this league. But I do know that's a confidence builder for this entire offense when the quarterback can score using his legs as well.
Dolphins 17. Cade York to kick
Now
off.
he's York to kick this one away. And that one hit the landing zone first and then into the end zone. So it's going to be a touchback out to the 20. All right, Miami has its offense set, partner. Here comes 1st and 10. Motion man is the tight end. He's going left. Tagovailoa on 1st down. Knocked away. That's going to be incomplete. Defender there. That brings up 2nd down.
You know, it's one thing to tell a quarterback not to telegraph a pass. It's quite another to fundamentally do the right things. You got to use your eyes to move defenders in this league, especially on your primary target.
2nd down and 10. Tagovailoa. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice choke plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Throwing. Here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. Pass complete to Dulcich. And this is not going to do the job. They don't even let him get back to the line. It's 4th down.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Waddle makes the catch. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. It's one of their biggest plays of the game so far, and it comes on a 4th down gamble.
As a quarterback, you just know in that situation when you go for it on 4th down, it may mean sometimes throwing in the double coverage. But if you're going to go for it, at least give your guy a shot to make a play. And against really long odds, he came up with a big-time catch.
Oh, man, nothing for him again, Brock. It has been a struggle all game as this one's quickly mocked up, too.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
Go ahead. Ready.
Here's Tagovailoa. Here's a screen for Achane. Open space inside the 40. He will take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins now within one score in the fourth. Devon Achane with a touchdown.
I think he'll take his highlights however he can get them on a handoff, pin off a pass. It really doesn't matter. The important thing is he gets the ball, he gets the touch, and he can do his damage big time.
All right, Tua and his offense going for two here.
The Dolphins.
All right, they're going to throw for it. And the pass.
I always say about the NFL game, it's a game of matchups. And that time they get the matchup they want, and they go right to it. It's a risky call throwing it for two, but that risk pays off.
Jason Sanders to kick
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Falcons in good field position here as they start out first and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Harvey. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Second down, give to Harvey. And this is across midfield. They're going to stop him at that 45-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45.
First and 10 at the
Ward. Pitts brings it in. He has room past the 25. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets him all the way down to that 15-yard line. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock, so unsurprisingly, that gives him a first down.
Kate, that play so indicative of why tight ends in this league have become just an X factor. Right, they're big, they can block at the line of scrimmage, but the elite guys, well, they've got that speed, and they can take something short and make a difference with it down the field.
Finds him over the middle. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
It's not just imperative that the quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Shotgun hands out to Harvey. And he's going to be brought down after a gain of 5, right up next to that line of gain.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Third and a lone yard coming up.
Panther 60.
Looking to throw. Wow, still throwing, and this is intercepted. Picked off by Jacob Parrish. And he's out the clear. He's at the 30. The 10. And their defense does it. They take it back for a touchdown, and we're all tied up. Well, we all saw his teammates yelling at him, go down for the touchback. He had no chance of that. He saw a lane to take it from one end zone to the other, and he did just that.
You know, and in that sense, he's no different than a kick returner bringing it out of the end zone. That's why some think DBs make the best return men. They just got that unique way of seeing the field, whether it's on a kickoff or going 100+ for a pick 6. Wow.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
On the go.
In the pistol formation here first as they come to the line.
Here we go. Cougar like Panther 80.
Ward shaking off the pick here. Bails out of the pocket quick. Along the sideline, and Pitts brings it in. And they're not going to have to burn a timeout. Smart play here. He gets out of bounds with the first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Here he is to throw. Hits him on the out route. And they make the tackle at the 38. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's a Falcon first down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle, they showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. So a new set of downs. Here we go. First and 10. RV once more. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. Miami calls a timeout here. It's second. And they're still going to have 1 left at their disposal. Last run got him 3. Here's second and 7.
Here we go. 19 target.
Staying on the ground here with Harvey. And he's brought down after a great gain. That's going to set up first and goal. The Dolphins choosing to spend their final timeout here. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Tag. 60 back.
Harvey has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
Okay,
Ball
break.
at the 2 here for second and goal.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Cowboy 80. Go.
Again, they give to Harvey. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a yard that time. A defensive stand brewing here, and it brings up third and goal. Now we get a timeout, and with just 2 seconds left, this game has set us up with an incredible ending. Every eye in this place now staring directly at Cade York. Angling this one in from the right hash to challenge here. Oh, he missed it! The pressure got to him on that short attempt. So it's a win for the visiting Dolphins. Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one that it was going to be a tough hill to climb going up against one of the better defenses in the NFL. But these guys looked and said, Hill? What hill?
And you know what? I think that happens over the course of this week.